Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sane Minds. Past presidents have usually stayed out of politics. I know that there's been a lot of exceptions lately with Bush and Clinton, Obama especially, but it's usually been a tradition of our presidents to step aside once they have a successor, someone who the people of the United States lawfully elect, because not every president is going to agree with the next one in line. They come from different political parties. They have different ideas. Part of the reason why some of them are not reelected for a second term, or why their party isn't reelected, because people didn't like what they were doing, the party they represented. Such as part of the reason why Hillary wasn't elected. I mean, obviously she wasn't a very strong candidate anyway. In multiple variety of ways, she wasn't strong. But there's a reason why they step out. They shouldn't have a say in what goes on, because they do still sway people. People who like them, people who like the Democrats, they have some sort of power over people. And that's why it's irresponsible for Obama to sit here and criticize Trump. You know, Obama made race relations worse. He's trying to say that Trump did. That Trump's the one who did such a thing. He said that Trayvon Martin could have been my son before any of the facts were out. He waited on police killings all the time. He has the nerve to say that Trump is dividing the U.S. on race when it's actually him. I mean, I don't know if many of you can remember back before Obama was in office, but race relations as of then wasn't a big deal. I mean, obviously during Jim Crow and other things like that, it was. But since those have come and gone, this wasn't something in the national spotlight. Doesn't mean that it didn't exist on an individual level, but it wasn't something that people spent a majority of their time reporting on and acting like any time that a minority isn't fully represented percent for percent in the population, it's a tragedy when people just have different interests. You could see that with women and men and the jobs they choose. The same thing for minorities. He's saying that Trump can't just tell Nazis to get lost, when in reality, he's not saying that he doesn't like Nazis. He's not agreeing with the people that they are labeling Nazis as Nazis. He's saying that I don't believe that you could say that someone's at a rally and there's people within that group who might say, yeah, I'm a Nazi. That doesn't mean that everyone there is a Nazi, or that everyone there is a Nazi sympathizer just because Nazis agree with somebody on a particular subject. I mean, they're people too, right? They have political leanings. They have ideas for how they want the country ran. And not every single thing that someone who says, yeah, I'm a Nazi, is going to be some terrible racist act. I mean, what if they just want more jobs? What if they want jobs to come back to the United States? What if they want less illegal immigration or no illegal immigration? Because that's illegal. Duh. But, Trump must be a really terrible racist if black and Hispanic unemployment rates are at a historic low. And for Obama to call for a restoration of honesty and decency and lawfulness in our government, it's crazy considering that his administration spied on Trump's presidential campaign. He did this in the hopes of helping his fellow Democrat Hillary Clinton, which she still didn't stand a chance. Even with all of the media saying that, Trump had a 2% chance of winning, Hillary Clinton had a 98% chance of winning, all of these media outlets repeated the same things, just like they are now. Coming out and saying that America is divided. This is a fantasy of the left and the media organizations that are controlled by the left and the deep state. This is something that they wish would happen. And you know what? In a way it is. Because of how they're pushing this, they're making the people, well, I don't want to say, are feeble-minded, but they don't know what's really going on. And they're the ones who are buying into it, drinking the Kool-Aid, and dividing us. Saying if you voted for Trump, you're a Nazi. You're not even someone worth having a discussion with. I mean, if some of you guys go on Reddit, which I'm sure you do, you see about how people say if you post in the Donald that you're not worth your opinion. You're not allowed to even have one if it's up to them. So this is slowly becoming a reality. What the media wants, they're making this a reality. And that's dangerous. But let's go ahead and listen to Obama's speech here so you can hear it from him.
And we're sure as heck supposed to stand up clearly and unequivocally to Nazi sympathizers. How hard can that be, saying that Nazis are bad? It did not start with Donald Trump. He is a symptom, not the cause. He's just capitalizing on resentments that politicians have been fanning for years. Demagogues promise simple fixes to complex problems. No promise to fight for the little guy, even as they cater to the wealthiest and most powerful. And they appeal to racial nationalism that's barely veiled. Sound familiar?
Yeah, Hitler.
Embraced wild conspiracy theories, like those surrounding Benghazi, or my birth certificate. I don't mean to pretend I'm channeling Abraham Lincoln now, but that's not what he had in mind, I think, when he helped form the Republican Party. It's not conservative. It sure isn't normal. It's radical.
So there you have it, Obama just dividing us even more, saying that Trump won't stand up to Nazis, when in reality he doesn't agree with who you are calling a Nazi, Obama. I'm sorry. Just because someone doesn't agree with you and doesn't believe in what you believe in doesn't make them a Nazi. That's an easy way to dismiss somebody. Just like calling them a racist. Notice how it's the left who does these dismissive tactics for the most part. I mean, obviously there's people all around. They're all individuals. But on a mass scale, call someone a Nazi, call someone a racist, call someone a bigot, transphobe, Islamophobe, whatever type of phobia you want to call them. Call them that. And then you don't have to have a conversation with them. They're not worth it. So for him to just say this, in the media, like I said, it's fanning the flames. The resurgent anti-Trump resistance defines a divided America. Because this is what they do want. It's easier. Conquer. If you divide and conquer, it's way easier to conquer everybody. So why wouldn't they want this? This is what the deep state wants. If there even is somebody who is in the Trump administration that is working against him, which I'm sure there is. I mean, there has to be. With this many people and this much of the corporations and the deep state, the institutions that have long been there, of course there has to be somebody inside the Trump administration that's working against him. I mean, even if he vets these people himself, there's people who are weasels and liars, like Cohen. Like somebody who said he'd take a bullet for the president, but then quickly turned on him and made things up to try and save his own behind. And for, Obama to say that some of these jobs just aren't coming back. You have to have a magic wand to fix it. Obviously, he has that magic wand then. U.S. wages growing at fastest rate in 9 years as unemployment stays at 3.9%, which obviously you always have some unemployment, people switching careers, looking for better jobs. But Obama just doesn't want to he wants to take credit for the good things that are happening without taking credit for any of the bad. And I'm sorry, Obama, that's not how it works. Trump is the one who has done this. Just like all these economists said that the economy was going to collapse if Trump was elected. And what happened? Not but a few months after, we had record highs in the stock market, unemployment dropping, Black and Hispanic unemployment at record lows, unemployment for women near record lows since like World War II. So he has to be the worst racist, the worst misogynist, sexist president we've ever had, if that's what you want to label him as. Because he can't even get those right, apparently, huh, Obama? But alright, everyone, I just want to let you know what's going on. The crazy things that Obama is saying. You know, he could have just kept a low profile, but obviously that's not what his handlers want. They want him out there dismissing Trump, dissing him, saying that his policies won't work when they have. They have been working. And instead of, you know, he first said, like I said before, oh, you have the magic wand to bring these jobs back and make the economy better. And now that's happening. All of a sudden it's his doing. How come he couldn't just say that? Oh, watch in a couple years or a year or so, it's going to be way better. No, he didn't. Because he thought, like everyone else, all these economists and everyone who are supposed to be professionals, that it was going to crash. So why would he take credit until it's good to take credit, right? But like I said, just want to let you know what's going on. If you'd like some new content, just go ahead and like and subscribe. Maybe leave a comment down below. I always enjoy reading everyone's comments. I'll respond as I can. And as always, I appreciate it.